So Kamba are Bantu found in the eastern region of Kenya. They are mixed farmers and also hunters. If you hear of hunters, you know they are also gatherers. They gather fruits in the wilderness.
Mapera.
They were the first people to make poison arrows. Hiyo kitu wakale wamechukua kwa kurusha mishale, walichukua kwa kambas. Kambas are best in the cabins. The men usually build homesteads and guards it with the help of the sons. Next to the gate is a place called Boma. The first wife house faces the cattle shed. Boma. So this Boma is not a Swahili word for the Kambas word. The first wife's house faces the cattle shed, followed by second wives and the third wives. Next to the gate, to the right and facing the cattle shed in the man's house. It never closed to even when he is in sleep, so that he may keep watch of his homestead and cattle in the shed. Homestead never closes the gate of his hut or the door of his hut, even when he is sleeping, so that it can be the watchman of his homestead and they take care of his cattle. This is the husband's hut. You see, it's at the pit, like it's at the periphery, so he can watch all around the house and the cattle shed and first wife, second wife and the third wife and the granaries. So when he's asleep, he never closes the gate or the door or the entrance of the house. He sleeps with them here, one here is open. The Kambas used to be a bit biased. How would you give the third wife the opportunity to stay next to the first, to the man's house? Like this used to be the first wife's house. But anyway,
you know, that wife is so fresh.
These people, I know what they are up to. I know it. This is the second wife. From the third wife now to the second wife. These people never gave respect to the first wife. Now this is the first wife's heart is here. The second is here. Third, then the heart of the man. So this guy will just circumnavigate from the third, second, the third. Now the cattle shed will be there, and this will be the granary. This is the pot and the messel. Now when
it needs energy.
They would use to grind the the cereals. They would grind them here. The pot and the messel. What they call it, the mestel.
Not pistol.
This way. Then they pour what they've ground into this thing.
Come in large numbers to such events.
I think it was extremely successful because the one who participated it was the first thing. I honestly believe it was very well followed. People are very proud of their heritage. We show different cultures. And also the fusion of culture. Because for example, if you looked at the Kikuyu dance, you could tell it had influences from twist and salsa. But also it raises questions whether really it was influenced from the West, or that is the West that was influenced by African, people of African descent who ended up in the Caribbean. So it actually makes people to explore, the fashion, the fusion of those cultures, the versions of those cultures, and also Kenyans are able to appreciate other communities. Like I really liked the Northern Kenyan dance. We really liked it. We could now see a very robust Kuria dance. Many Kenyans may confuse Kuria, for example, with Kisi. We were able to see a very authentic dance from the Sengwer people, I think, in the Girl Marathon. But you could also hear people, questioning what I call cultural editing. Like you can see they are not all the aspects of say the Girl Marathon or the Sengwer. So yeah, it actually symbolizes that conversation around culture and what is Kenya. Now, if you heard Umi Bashir, the PA saying we need a new African Kenyan dress. I have been to Ethiopia. We all know how Ethiopians dress, right? But how does a Kenyan dress? This clothes I'm wearing here, is not from Kenya. This one is Gambia. This is from the Gambia. You get it? So I wore it because we are African. So it's Tamaduni, it's African. So the modernity of it, it's what encourages dressing from other cultures too. And you could see how the Minister for Public Service was dressed, in Koluba's monkey, skin and all of that. But of course, you cannot dress like that when you go to work, isn't it? So the question would be, how then do you make it modern? How do you make it palatable? You see, before we used to have a back cloth made out of bark of a tree, like the mugumo tree. Yeah, and then of course the animal skin. And that's biblical because those are the first kind of clothes that actually God made out of killing an animal to cover Adam and Eve. So I think it's very interesting. We need to move away as we continue this Tamaduni from now just performances to narrations to storytelling, because the people who don't know about their culture, who don't have the history, then have a problem. And of course you could hear now there's a culture bill, which is long overdue because it's enshrined very clearly in Article 6 of the Constitution. There's something I need to say. Na wewe uniulizi. Wewe uniulizi wewe. Lazima unauliza kama spokesman. Swali kama hiyo. Yes, so I am extremely excited to be the 5th government spokesman appointed by the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya. And I am an alumni of Kenyatta University. For me, that is very important, being KUTV. So I'm very proud of the fact that you, as KUTV, have found time to ask me this question about culture, but also that I represent the alumni of Kenyatta University. I was once the chairman of the Alumni Association, and we are quite a number who have ended up in government. In Parliament, we have been quite a great cluster. And I also want to say, in terms of KU pride, both the First Lady and the Second Lady are products of Kenyatta University. So there comes a time, someday, wajua watu wa University of Nairobi wanaturingiaga sana. Watu watakisi tupumue. Hata sisi siku moja tu, once upon a time, hata kama itachukua miaka mingi sijui ni gani, hata sisi tutakuwa na rais ambaye ni wa KU.